Hi guys, and welcome back to Dissertation Hacks, issue 2. Before we get into this week's dissertation hack, I'd just like to say a resounding thank you to everybody who commented and liked on both LinkedIn and YouTube, to all the people that responded via email, and especially to everyone who referred me to prospective clients and current students. Thank you so much. Your support really means a lot to me. I did say this in my email newsletter, so if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe so that you can get all the updates. I'll put the link in the description. But as I said, I've been getting tons and tons of requests for Gibbs bookings, specifically for December, February, and March. As I've said in the newsletter, and as I've said to those particular people, it's a bit too early to book me now for those dates. I'm currently busy with ethical clearance and proposals for Gibbs, and I'm moving into the UJ dissertation submission for October. So if you're in UJ and you need an editor, please do fill in a quote on my website, and I will send that back to you and get back to you as soon as possible. But for December submissions, I will be opening up those bookings in August. So make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter so that you can get that update as soon as possible, because obviously you don't want to miss out. There's only one of me. I can only do so many dissertations per round of submissions. But if I do reach capacity, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I will try and find or refer you to another editor that I think or know is very good, and we'll help you out that way. Guys, once again, I just want to say thank you so much for those referrals, and for everyone that's been filling in their forms and their quotes. Your support really does mean the world to me, especially right now, in the current phase that our country and the world is in. It's really appreciated. Okay, so that's out the way. We are going to get into the dissertation hack issue 2, but just to recap what we did last week. We spoke about the importance of a good edit, even if you're doing it yourself. Remember that 10% that's in the rubric for presentation, referencing, etc. And then we also went over the APA 6th edition guide, which was available for download on my website. It's still available, guys. It's free. Please make use of it. These are resources for you to help you to make things a little bit easier. So those are there on the website still. This week, we're going into research tracking. Now, if you guys are busy with your proposal or at the ethical clearance stage, you guys should be reading quite widely. Obviously, don't be reading about corporate finance if your construct is systems leadership and a completely qualitative kind of soft skill in inverted commas topic, but you should be reading as wide as possible in terms of where your construct is and in those confines. But you also need to be keeping track of what it is you're reading at this stage. Why? Because it keeps your thoughts organized, which is extremely important, because right now you're not reading to get specific details. You're just trying to form and construct your research questions, your summaries, your questionnaires. You're trying to still construct your ideas, so you need to keep your thoughts organized. Also, what you did and didn't like, what was relevant for you, what wasn't relevant for you, so that you don't waste your time later on rereading something that actually wasn't relevant at all. And also, this will start to build a skeleton of your literature review. Now, it won't be the full body with all the meat, just the kind of skeleton, the kind of map of where your literature review is going. So I've created a template that I actually used myself last year when I was doing my dissertation. It worked really well for me, and this will be available for download on my website. Once again, I'll put the link in the description. But let me just explain to you how this template works. So it is divided into source type. So journal articles, books, book chapters, websites or news articles, and obviously reports as well. And these reports can be done by a governmental institution, a corporate institution such as Deloitte. They do lots of really good reports each year, and then also the UN. Those kinds of reports could go into this section. Obviously, there's identifier columns, so author names, editor names, article title, journal title, etc., etc. Obviously, by source type. And then there is the summary, notes, and comments section. Now, here you can kind of be a little bit free in how you want to use this section. So you could either do a quick, brief summary, or you could do bullet points of the findings of this research that you were reading, stuff that you found was interesting, stuff that you could use at a later stage, or you could simply say, wasn't relevant, hated it, don't read it again. And then you can also use it to kind of mark new readings that you want to get to. So obviously, if you're reading a journal article, there'll be a literature review in that as well. And you can think, hey, this theory, model, framework, that's interesting. Let me just quickly get the author and the journal title or the DOI, and I'll just put it in this comment section, and let me go and read that a bit later on. Keep it as brief as possible. This is not the in-depth template that you'll need right now. You cannot use this for the entire duration of your dissertation writing. When you get to actually putting pen to paper, you will need a more in-depth kind of note-taking process. There will be a template for that. Don't worry, I've got it. You will get that as well. But this can kind of be used from now for the next, if you're busy now with your ethical clearance, say you are submitting in December, I would say you could use it from now until October, around there, depending on how quick you are with your interviews and your questionnaires. All right, what else can I tell you? Oh, another really good thing is that you're not going to be reading one article just once. You're going to read one article at least 2 or 3 times, and this is where you can kind of build your database and say, okay, this is the one that I want to read again. This is one I want to go back to. This is the one I need to go back to. Have to. You can outline and highlight and make in red the stuff that's really important. It's your template. You can do with it what you want. It's your resource. It's there to support you. So please use it. Please download it. Obviously, edit it to your specific needs if you need to. But this will just create the foundation for you and keep things as minimally stressful as possible. Obviously, if you're going into interviews or questionnaires or ethical clearance, your life is very stressful at the moment. Keep this thing the least stressful part as possible. Okay, so like I said, this template will be available for download on my website. Link will be in the description. Next week, we're going to be going over ethical clearance, what you need for ethical clearance, what it's all about, what's important. I'll be compiling a checklist for you guys. So if you have any comments or questions, something that you want to know about ethical clearance, please do email me or comment. Let me know, and I can try and include that in my video and answer your question, or include it in the template or checklist that I will have available for download next week. Please comment, like on LinkedIn and YouTube, reply to the emails if you want to do a more private way of conversing. Please subscribe to my newsletter, and please, most important thing, if you don't do any of those other things, just download the resources that I'm creating for you. I'm seeing lots of downloads, and I'm so happy about that. But like I said, it's free and it's for you. It's to make this process and this journey as easy as possible. Also, if you have a peer or a colleague that you think may benefit from these updates, just tell them to subscribe to my newsletter, or they can contact me directly on LinkedIn and I can put them as subscribed. Then they get it in their inbox every week, every Tuesday, like you guys are getting, and then are also up to date with the latest promotions and booking openings. Right, guys, thanks so much and happy reading.